Welcome to the channel. This is my boy Gabe, or your host Gabriel, and this is my 1984 Mercedes-Benz that's been sitting for 20 years. And I know it's been sitting for 20 years because it has a city sticker from 20 years ago. It says it expired June 30th, 2005. And in the back, there's another ancient artifact that I'll show you guys once I unlock the doors. So, I love these cars because they are completely mechanical. So they have a pneumatic system. Before I continue, can you please subscribe? Like the video. There's some noise on set. But anyways, back to this car. I like these cars because they're pretty much all mechanical. And they have a pneumatic system that runs off a air compressor that runs off the car, off the belts. So in order to open the trunk, I need to charge the air system to have enough pneumatic power to open the trunk. Other things that run on this pneumatic, and if you don't know what pneumatic is, it's pretty much pressurized air systems. They have a bunch of valves, they discharge, undischarge, stuff like that. So the pneumatic system runs the power locks on this thing, and they also run the shift points on the transmission. And on top of the engine, there's actually valves that control the transmission, and sometimes those valves they're made out of plastic, so they get worn out, and then you lose shifting, and usually it comes down to those valves on top of the engine. So let's take a walk around this thing, and you guys can check out what a 20-year sitting car looks like. And really my reasoning towards keeping this car is it pretty much has 20 years of life left in it. So I think I'm going to keep it for 20 years. It's 20 years that was out of service. That's the story I heard from the dealer I bought it from that's been sitting for 20 years. And I'm very convinced that that is a true story. So I'm going to show you guys around the perimeter while I explore this car. So let's get into the car. Just a classic Mercedes key. So let's get in here. Interior is really nice. I tried to keep as much stuff in here as I got it. So pretty much the stuff that's in the glove box is original. Some of the stuff that's in the center console is original. The Pringles can and the incense are not original. Those just got introduced by me. And yeah, let's start this thing. That's a really cool thing about these cars. They have like a vault. I'm gonna get the mic closer. It's like a vault when you close this thing. Oh yeah, that is so satisfying. You can't slam the doors on this thing. There it is. That headlight's been busted since I got it. Besides that, it's a pretty clean rig. This is the only rust it really has. This little quarter panel here. A little bit underneath the tail light. And yep, it's a 5-cylinder turbo diesel. If you know, you know. Very clean, has a little rust spot right there. So let me get in this thing and show you guys what it's all about. And then I'll tell you guys the history about this motor. Just give me a second and start this thing so I could get some air pressure to the locks. These locks run off of this one. So the driver's side, you lock it or unlock it, and it controls the rest of the system. It is still locked in the back because there is no air in the system, or air pressure. So to start one of these, you have to put the key in, turn it, and wait for this light to turn off. It's glowing up the glow plugs. This is diesel. If you didn't know, this is a diesel. So here we go. And on this one, I had to give it a little bit of gas to stay running, but she runs. See if there's any smoke. There's a little bit of smoke going on. And with the pressure, here come the locks, slowly raising out. There it is. So now that the locks are unlocked, I can let go of the gas and it's going to shut off. I still need to fix that. If anyone knows what that is, please leave it in the comments. Pretty much cold starts, I had to give it a little bit of gas, and then after that it stays fine. It's almost like the shutoff valve, which is also pneumatic, I'm sure, is sticking and keeping this thing off. So please, if you know how to get to that, let me know. So let's look at this ancient artifact. This is pretty much everything that came in the car. But yeah, so let's say the day that this thing got ditched is, it's in here. So they put this newspaper in here. This is some old school shit. People put the newspaper in here to put a date to things. Here we go. Friday, June 1st, 2007 is the last time this trunk has been opened and loaded. Very big trunk. Here's my foot for scale. And the same thing with the lock on this. This is also pneumatic, so you have to have air pressure in order to open it. So yeah, this car, as you guys can see, has been sitting for 20 years. The year now is 2025. And let me show you guys the city sticker. There's a city sticker from 2005. And there's my new city sticker. So I cut that one, keep the originality. So the story behind this motor. Let me pop the hood and show you guys how to open this. So you go into here. There's a lever right there. Pull that. Then you come to the front. Underneath the Mercedes emblems, there's a tab. You pull this tab, and then you pull the hood out. Pull the hood. So this is a 5-cylinder turbo diesel. If you know, the 300Ds all came with 5-cylinder diesels, and then some of the 300Ds also came with the turbo diesel. So I really wanted this turbo diesel. If you guys know, I used to have a 240. The 240 Mercedes was the 4-cylinder. So the story behind this motor really comes from the 240. The 240D had the 4-cylinder. That 4-cylinder was designed for irrigation. It was designed for irrigation in Germany, and Mercedes decided, hey, why don't we put it in a car? So that's what Mercedes did. They took an existing technology and put it into the car. And if you know anything about agriculture or agriculture equipment, it's usually built to last. It's built to run on long idle time. So what do you get when you use pretty much a tractor motor into a car? You get something that's pretty much indestructible. This is German engineering for an agricultural problem that transferred itself into this, the w123 chassis. So that's the story behind the diesel. I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want to know about this vehicle, or what kind of content I can make with it. So come and reach for the Mercedes emblem. Bam. Let me show you guys some of the interior. As I was telling you guys, this is also original from the car. And also, anyone in Chicago, if you know who this car belonged to, send them this video. All I know is that it came from Chicago and has been sitting for 20 years. It had a little blemish right here, so I just put a Reckless Records sticker on there. Here's the interior of a car that's been sitting for 20 years. Like I said, the incense and the Pringles are mine. The back seat, very good condition. And here's the Volt. Here's the Volt system, and you can slam that door and it shuts like a safe. And you don't have to slam these either. Look how closed. I know some people like this noise. Alright, so there it is. Mercedes has been sitting for 20 years. If I had to show you something else, let's look at the contents in here. There's some stuff that's been sitting in here too that I did not toss for the purpose of this video. So this is the stuff that was in there. Let's see what this is. Looks like it's some red lip gloss. Oh, he had a lady in here. Looks like his old glasses. There's some trim that goes right here. Just gotta glue them up. This is a battery that I added because my cigarette lighter doesn't work. So that's why I have this in here. Of course, some Altoids, and I never opened it, and it sounds like, oh yeah, I just became rich. I knew money would come from YouTube. Any silver dollars in here? Any gold coins actually? Let's see. No, looks like just a lot of quarters. All right, this, don't know what this is. Don't know what this is. Looks like a fuse, kind of like a fuse setup. I don't know what these are. And what is this? Oh, look at that, the registration from 2004. Well, it looks like I know the owner. Please don't harass this guy. Refused. Owner's driver's license number. Refused. Interesting. So, please don't go to this guy's house. Looks like he lived in... that's cool. There's some candy stuck and a screw. So let me put this stuff back in there. And then these Mercedes, it's almost like a picnic table. You could put your cup here, this little cutout, if it was the right size. Yeah. So, in order to now lock the cars with this pneumatic system, before I lock the doors, let me keep looking in the back, see if I find anything else. This gas can was in here. This, I actually already needed this. I had a flat tire the other day, so that's the right one. We have, looks like a thing for Nokia. If you know, you know. Got some wrenches in here, some Mercedes-Benz ones. See if the camera will focus on that. There you go, Mercedes-Benz. Got this electrical joint. Oh yeah, we got the 10 mil. Yeah, I don't need any more tools after finding all those. What else was in here? This little service bag. You could put your tools in here and then close it up. I removed the original intake of the turbo and I just put a cold air filter. There's some sandpaper. And this looks like it was for spark plugs or the lug nuts. And I keep some extra diesel oil in here, T4 Rotella, if you know, you know. And the windshield wiper fluid works, so that's cool. So yeah, I guess there's one more thing to show you guys. The sunroof. Let's just turn the key, press this button, and this is a pretty huge sunroof. Oh yeah. Actually, I'm thinking I might be driving this today. Oh yeah. My seating position, I'm in the window. And I can look up and look at the pretty skyline. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Keep watching my videos. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.